Two games down and one to go here at Joe Pertz Field in Billings, Montana. Welcome back into our third and final broadcast on this Friday evening, the first of 2 days at the 2024 GNAC Baseball Championships. Thanks for joining us for the number one seed Northwest Nazarene Nighthawks versus the number 2 seed Western Oregon Wolves. Appreciate having you along. Let's get you caught up on what's happened so far today. Got going at noon. Western Oregon takes down Central Washington, the 3 seed, in the first game of the day by a score of 9-5. Then Central Washington has a matchup with NNU to follow. We just got done with that one, 16-6. The final score is the Nighthawks win by 10. They led by 14-0 before a run of offense in the last 4 innings of that ball game from Central Washington got it back to within 10. But with the 2 losses, the Wildcats done for the GNAC Championships and, unfortunately, their baseball season. So they go home 0-2 here at GNAC's, and Western Oregon and Northwest Nazarene, each 1-0 right now, will be vying to pick up a second win here today and decide who will have the driver's seat going into Saturday. Winner of this game only has to win 1 game tomorrow to claim the 2024 GNAC title. Loser of this one will have to win twice tomorrow, as it'll be another matchup of NNU and Western Oregon. We're ready to get going. It is going to be Kyle Etheridge, the left-hander, and the co-pitcher of the year in the GNAC this year that gets the start for the Nighthawks. He faces Curran Mitzel to get us going. First pitch in. Mitzel chops it out towards first base. Backhanded by Rojas. He throws to Etheridge, who is covering. And we have 1 pitch for 1 out here in the top of 1. Let's get you introduced to these 2 teams. For Northwest Nazarene, let's look at them defensively. Kyle Etheridge, the southpaw on the bump, 5-3 record, 3.62 his earned run average. The senior, one of 3 GNAC co-pitchers of the year this year. He's backed up by his catcher, Jason Bell. Brian Rojas, who started the first game for NNU earlier today, is now at first base. First pitch in, Justin Herzog swings in it through it for strike number 1. Gavin Brubaker's at second. Cole Calnan is at short. Duke Pahukoa is the third baseman. Adam Paganelli's in left. Carter Walsh in center. And Trevor Tishankle is in right. 0-1 breaking ball will miss for Justin Herzog to even his counts at 1-1. We've got 1 out and nobody aboard here in the top of the first inning. Herzog, the shortstop, hits lefty, so we got a left-on-left matchup here. 1-1 pitch. Fastball will pop in for called strike number 2. For Western Oregon, we saw Curran Mitzel lead off. He's playing left field. This is Justin Herzog at the plate now. He's the shortstop. Owen Bischoff is going to play center. As the 1-2 pitch in there for a check swing. They're going to peel down to third. Yes, he did go, so it'll be a first strikeout for Kyle Etheridge. 2 down here in the top of the first. That brings up Owen Bischoff, the center fielder. A.J. Cortez, the catcher, waits on deck. John Olson, the first baseman, will hit 5th. Randy Stoltz, the DH, behind him. Tyler Moller's in right field. Emiliano Alarcon, the third baseman, hits 8th. And Zach Valdez finishes off the Western Oregon lineup. The second baseman hitting in the 9th spot for the Wolves. So a quick start for Kyle Etheridge as his 0-1 on the way for Bischoff. Popped up first base side and working its way out into shallow right field. Calling for it is Tishankle. He will make the catch, and it'll be a 1-2-3, top of the first for Kyle Etheridge. We go to the bottom of 1. We're going to get our first look at Dylan Chalmers as NNU comes to the plate. 0-0 the score, Northwest Nazarene and Western Oregon here on GNAC TV. Kyle Etheridge cuts his way through the top of the Western Oregon order with ease, sets him down in order along with a strikeout in the top of the first inning. 0-0 as we go to the bottom of one. Northwest Nazarene getting their first chance at the plate, and they will be facing the 2023 GNAC Co-Pitcher of the Year, Dylan Chalmers. Junior right-hander comes in with a 5-2 record, 3.48 earned run average. First pitch breaking ball in for a strike against Carter Walsh. As we are in for quite the pitching matchup in this one. This is going to be a lot of fun as we see the 2024 Co-Pitcher of the Year in Kyle Etheridge on the mound for NNU and 23's version in Dylan Chalmers on the other side for Western Oregon. The Wolves looking for their third consecutive GNAC Championships title. Haven't lost one since 2021 when Northwest Nazarene was able to take that honor over the top of Central Washington. Western Oregon would have been there, but had to forfeit at the last moment. 1-1, chopper out to short. Picked up by Herzog. Throw to first. Going to be there in time to beat out a speedy Walsh. We got one away here in the bottom of one. Let's take a look at the Western Oregon defense. Chalmers has a battery mate of A.J. Cortez behind the plate. John Olson's at first. Zach Valdez at second. Justin Herzog, the shortstop, and Emiliano Alarcon is the third baseman. Kern Mitchell in left. Owen Bischoff in center. And Tyler Moeller is the right fielder. One out, nobody on. Here's Gavin Brubaker, the second baseman. First pitch in for him. He goes curveball, misses inside. 1-0 the count. We saw Brubaker go 2 for 5 in that 16-6 win for NNU. Had a double, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Was also hit by a pitch, so reached 6 times, or 3 times, I should say, in 6 plate appearances. Chalmers, with the bases empty, chooses to work from a stretch. Here's his 2-0. Brubaker swings on the fastball and fouls it on the first base side. Making his way into foul territory is John Olson. He's able to make the catch just a step off of the wall. And there is out number 2. Very tough defensive play there for John Olson, the Western Oregon first baseman, but he's able to pull it in. We got 2 down, and here's Cole Kalnin. Kalnin with 2 outs and nobody on. Takes one just inside for ball number 1. Chalmers led Western Oregon in earned run average this season, made 11 starts, this being his 12th. As that patch will be in there for a called strike. Evens it up at 1-1. Kalnin, the shortstop, hitting in the 3 spot, looking to get something going for the Northwest Nazarene offense after a huge game offensively against Central Washington. 1-1, flown to center field. Back on his horse is Owen Bischoff. It's over his head. Lands on the warning track for a multi-base hit. Turning around second, heading for third is Kalnin. He will slide in safely. He's got himself a 2-out triple. And there's the first base run of the ball game. It comes as a triple for Cole Kalnin. You immediately put a runner in scoring position for Northwest Nazarene. For Kalnin, that's just his 3rd triple of the season. And it'll bring up Trevor Tishankle. First pitch in for a called strike. 0-1 the count on the left-handed hitting right fielder Trevor Tishankle. He had a big home run against Central Washington just a couple hours ago. 2-run blast in the 3rd inning, no doubt about it. He took a peek at it as it made its way out. 0-1 popped up right side of the infield. Calling for it is Chalmers. He's there to make the catch, and that will end the inning. So a 2-out triple for Cole Kalnin, but he is stranded at third base, and we're off and running. No score after 1 inning. We head to the top of 2. Northwest Nazarene 0, Western Oregon 0 here on GNAC TV. Dylan Chalmers gives up a 2-out triple to Cole Calnan in the bottom of the first, but no harm, no foul as he retires the next batter to keep it a scoreless inning. 0-0 going to the top of 2. Kyle Etheridge back for his second inning of work. First pitch in for A.J. Cortez is flown in to mid-left field. Moving in on at Paganelli. Will get underneath 1 pitch and 1 out here in the top of the second inning.
At bat, first baseman, number 21, John Olson.
Brings up John Olson, the first baseman. Made an impressive defensive play in the bottom of the first inning. It was Gavin Brubaker that popped one up in foul territory just past the first base dugout where Western Oregon's setting up shop. Right against the wall, John Olson, the first baseman, had to get over there and make the catch, and he was able to do so. Olson will now get his first chance at the plate. 1-0 pitch. Takes it at the knees for a called strike. Evens it up at 1-1. Umpiring crew for this one today. Behind the plate, Stu Bertrand. First base umpires, Ken Diber. Kevin Rice is at second, and Brad McGee is at third. 1-1 offering, fouled away. So now 1 ball and 2 strikes for John Olson. In the 9-5 win for Western Oregon over Central Washington, Olson with a 3-run home run in the 7th. Check swing, they appeal it down. No, he did not go. Count moves to 2-2 on the right-handed hitting first baseman. He was able to score 2 runs in that game, reached on 3 occasions, got aboard on a strikeout wild pitch reach. Misses inside, full count now for Olson. 1 out and nobody on as we saw A.J. Cortez fly out to left to start this inning. Only 1 hit so far. It belongs to Northwest Nazarene. 2-out triple for Calnan. 3-2 fouled off by Olson. Western Oregon just bumped into the top 8 of the West Region rankings. They're at number 8, but only 6 go to the NCAA West Regionals, which are split into 2 3-team sub-regionals. Winner of each of those plays in what is considered a super regional. Payoff pitch from Etheridge. Olson fouls off another, making him work for this one. So for Western Oregon, yes, there could be a path to the West Regional without winning the GNAC championship, but it would be a particularly narrow path. Very tough to get through. 3-2 again, and yet another foul ball from Olson. So he's really getting his money's worth here at the plate in this at-bat. There remains 3 balls and 2 strikes on the Western Oregon first baseman. Another 3-2 and another foul away. This has been quite the at-bat. Neither Etheridge nor Olson willing to bat an eye in this one. And credit to Etheridge for continuing to throw strikes, and to Olson for continuing to foul him off until he finds one he likes. Another 3-2. And another foul. Well, I don't have the exact count on me, but we got to be around pitch number 10 or so of this at-bat. And whoever gets the better of this AB, they're going to be standing just a little bit taller after this one. 3-2. Fastball lined at third, caught by Pahukoa. Well, a laser off the bat of John Olson, but a great move to his left on the reaction from Duke Pahukoa to make the catch for out number 2. So it's been 5 up and 5 down from Kyle Etheridge, the Northwest Nazarene left-hander, and boy, did he earn that one. Here's Randy Stoltz, 2 outs, bases empty. 0-0 the score, top of 2. First pitch on the way. This is in, just off of the belt of Stoltz, ball number 1. Stoltz also another fellow that had a home run in that 9-5 win for Western Oregon. It was a 2-run shot in the 3rd inning, part of a 1-for-3 performance with a walk for him. Fouls off is 1-0 to even it up 1-1. We do have official confirmation. We are moving to Dealer Park for Championship Saturday here at the GNAC Baseball Championships. So we will have a video feed tomorrow. 1-1. This misses a little high. 2 balls, 1 strike. So we do appreciate your patience today as we work with just an audio feed as we're at the alternate baseball field for this game due to rain the last couple of days. But we will be getting back to Dealer Park tomorrow, so we will have a full video feed for the championship games. We do have confirmation on that, so we are good to go at Dealer tomorrow. 3-1 count on Randy Stoltz. Pitch on the way. Stoltz lifts it into left field. This one's got some legs. Paganelli backing up onto the warning track and a step in front of the wall. He's able to make the catch and end the inning. A long, long fly out to left from Stoltz, but it's 6 up and 6 down through 2 innings of work for Kyle Etheridge. Still got zeros on the board, scoreless. We head to the bottom of the second here on GNAC TV. Kyle Etheridge has seen 6 batters, retired all 6. 0-0 the score. Northwest Nazarene and Western Oregon going to the bottom of the second inning. Dylan Chalmers back for his second inning of work as he'll be facing Paganelli, Paucoa, and Rojas. 5, 6, 7 hitters in the NNU order here in the bottom of 2. Working from a stretch, 0-1 offering. Breaking ball. Just misses outside. Even it up 1-1. Chalmers did give up a 2-out triple in the first, but other than that, no damage done by Northwest Nazarene. So just 1 hit we've seen so far in this game. Very different tempo and offensive output to start this game than we saw in that 16-6 final score between NNU and Central Washington, as we have 2 of the premier pitchers in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference facing off in this one. 1-2 fastball, flared into shallow left center field. This one's going to be trouble, but in on the run. Curran Mitchell, he's able to make the catch. Wasn't sure he was going to be able to get there, but he tracks it down, got a good break off of the bat, and we've got 1 down here in the bottom of 2.
At bat, third baseman number 23, Duke Paucoa.
Brings up Duke Pahukoa, who had a bit of a concerning collision against Central Washington. Looked like he was walking pretty gingerly on that right ankle, but he stayed in that previous game and now started this one, so nothing too seriously, it would seem. A 1 count on Pahukoa, the third baseman. Pitch on the way, misses high on a fastball, 1-1. So this is the final game of our day. We're going to resume play in the GNAC Championships between these 2 teams tomorrow at noon at Dealer Park. 1-1 popped up just in front of home plate. The catcher, A.J. Cortez, calls for it. He will make the catch for the second out of the inning. Now, Duke Pahukoa thought that one was popped up in foul territory, so he did not move from home. It ended up drifting into fair territory. So if that one falls in, Cortez would have been bailed out, and he could have just tossed it over to first. Here's Brian Rojas, 2 outs and nobody on. That'll miss low for ball number 1. Rojas got the start on the mound in game number 1 for Northwest Nazarene. He threw 6 innings, gave up 3 runs on 7 hits, walked 3, struck out 4, picked up the win to move to 4-0 on the season. His 1-0, soft dribbler to second, they're going to say fouled off in the batter's box. Must have gone off of his front foot. So Rojas will come back to the box for a 1-1. They got 2 outs, nobody on. We're in the bottom of the second inning. NNU and Western Oregon scoreless, 0-0 here early on in this one. 1-1 pitch. Rojas fouls it off. Again, if you missed it, Central Washington eliminated from the GNAC Baseball Championships. They went 0-2 today. So these 2 teams will be playing again tomorrow. Whoever wins this game will have the advantage going into tomorrow. They'll just need to win 1 of 2 tomorrow, whereas the loser will have to win 2 of 2 to claim a GNAC title. The 1-2 pitch to Rojas, driven into right field for a 2-out single. So NNU comes up with a couple of 2-out base hits in these first 2 innings. This one belongs to Brian Rojas, and will keep the inning going with the DH Liam Herrera coming to the dish.
Now batting, designated hitter number 26, Liam Herrera.
Herrera getting it done with the little stuff in that first game. He went 3 for 4. 3 singles, run, and an RBI for him. First pitch, breaking ball, up and in, ball number 1 to Herrera. And he played first base in that first game, so he's taking a rest from the defensive side, just going to DH in this one. One-0 offering, fastball, grounded back up the middle. That's going to get through into center field for a base hit. 4th hit of the GNAC Championships for Liam Herrera. All of them have been singles. So that's consecutive 2-out singles for Northwest Nazarene. They've got Herrera at first, Rojas at second, and Jason Bell, their catcher, comes up. This is the first AB we're seeing from Jason Bell in this tournament. Bunt laid down but foul on the third base side. That was coming up and in on Bell. It's almost a defensive bunt at that point when it got up around his chest. So no one count. This is just the 17th start of the season for Jason Bell, who takes over catching duties after we saw Drew Deal catch in game number 1 today. 1 pitch, fastball fouled away, 0-2. So now Dylan Chalmers a strike away from getting out of a scoreless second, but things get a little bit hairy here in the bottom of 2 as he's given up singles to Rojas and Herrera with 2 outs. Kicking the 0-2, breaking ball, just misses inside for ball number 1. One of those 2-strike pitches that was close enough that you see the infield start to trot back towards the dugout, thinking that was it. But they'll have to come back for another 1-2 offering. 2 away and 2 on for Northwest Nazarene here in the bottom of the second. Pitch on the way. The 1-2 breaking ball. That's in there. Called strike number 3. And that will end a scoreless second. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left aboard for the Nighthawks. It remains 0-0 as we go to the third here on GNAC TV.
Mueller.
Scoreless to the top of the third we go. Northwest Nazarene 0, Western Oregon 0. So we got pitchers duel brewing here early on between Kyle Etheridge and Dylan Chalmers. Kyle, the 2024 GNAC Pitcher of the Year, while Chalmers earned the honor in 2023. First batter up for Western Oregon here in the top of the third is Tyler Moeller. Pulls his first pitch, just fouled down the third baseline, and what a rope it was. As he straightens that one out, and he's got himself at least 2 bags, if not a round tripper. So Tyler Moeller comes back to the plate. Right fielder, first time seeing him. We did not see him in game 1 of the tourney. 0-1 pitch. That one just misses for a ball, 1-1. It was Randy Stoltz in right field for that first game, but now Stoltz the DH and Moeller taking duties in right. He finds himself in a 1-2 count. One-two. Misses away, 2 balls and 2 strikes from Etheridge, who has yet to concede a base runner in this ballgame. Retired all 6 he's seen. That includes a strikeout, 1 ground out, and 4 he's retired in the air. 2-2. Fastball runs low, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So a full count for the left-handed hitting right fielder. Western Oregon, with 2 more wins during these GNAC championships, would get to 30 wins on the season. 3-2 pitch outside, gonna miss, and Moeller aboard with a leadoff walk. That is the first base runner we have seen in this game for Western Oregon.
At bat, third baseman number 26, Emiliano Alarcon.
Well, when it comes to getting base runners aboard against Kyle Etheridge, he has been just such an outstanding postseason performer. First pitch misses in front of home plate to Emiliano Alarcon, the third baseman. 1 on, nobody out. Moeller at first. He just walked to get aboard. Alarcon taking third base duties. 1-0. Alarcon lifts it into center field. Playable for Walsh as he reads it off to his left. He's there to make the catch for 1 away. That'll bring Zach Valdez to the plate.
At bat, second baseman number 1, Zach Valdez.
Valdez, the second baseman, hit his first Western Oregon home run in that 9-5 win over Central Washington earlier today. In a 2-hit performance, also had a double in there. First pitch fouled off. One out and 1 on. It's Tyler Moeller at first after the leadoff walk. 0-0 our score in the top of the third inning. Etheridge working from a stretch. 0-1 pitch. Lifted into right center field by Valdez. Over into the gap is Walsh. He's there to make another catch. And Valdez retired for out number 2. Back to the top of the order with Curran Mitzel.
Now batting left fielder number 13, Curran Mitzel.
Mitzel 0 for 1 in this game. Grounded out to first base his first time up. Takes a called first strike. Two outs, 0-1 count for Mitzel. Etheridge taking his time now. Fastball driven into center field. Walsh has the read. Only has to take a step or 2 back and makes a catch. Carter Walsh records all 3 outs here in the top of the third inning. No runs, hits, or errors. Man left at first as it was a leadoff walk that doesn't turn into anything else. So 3 innings, and Kyle Etheridge has faced 1 over the minimum, yet to give up a hit. We go to the bottom of 3, 0-0 the score, Western Oregon and Northwest Nazarene here on GNAC TV. Bottom of the third inning, yet to see a run in this ball game. Who will be the first to blink defensively? First pitch in for Carter Welsh, ripped into left field for a leadoff base hit. Northwest Nazarene gets started with another knock. That is their fourth hit of this game. Dylan Chalmers has done a nice job to limit the damage when he has allowed base runners aboard. Carter Walsh picks up his first hit of the ball game, fourth overall for the Nighthawks, and a leadoff runner aboard here in the bottom of three for NNU. Takes off on the first pitch, swing and a miss, throw it to second, not going to be in time as the throw ricochets away from Justin Herzog. So that will be a stolen base for Carter Walsh. On the season, that's now steal number 26 for Walsh. He's been so good on the base path this year. The recently named GNAC Freshman of the Year. Having a great first season of collegiate baseball. First freshman of the year that Northwest Nazarene has had since 2011 when Logan Parker earned the honor. Now, Walsh was already first in the GNAC in stolen bases, but he'll add on even more with that swipe he just picked up. 0-2 count currently on Gavin Brubaker. No outs, man at second. 0-2 breaking ball. Chopper to third, knocked down by Alarcon. He'll go to first with it. That's going to be in time for the out while Walsh has to stay at second base. Good defensive move there from Alarcon to check the runner and then get the out. We've got one down.
Now batting shortstop number 4, Cole Calman.
Here's Cole Callan, tripled in the first, but got stranded at third base. So he is 1 for 1 in the ball game. Can he bring in the first run of this one? Takes a pitch inside for ball number 1. One 0 offering. Callan fouls it off. Carter Walsh hanging tight at second base, singled to lead off the inning, then stole second. 1 out. And now Chalmers, 1-1 pitch, lifted into left field. This one deep, moving back on it is Mitzel, and it's out of here. 2-run home run, Cole Callan, and Northwest Nazarene strikes first. It's now 2-0 Nighthawks here in the bottom of the third. And Cole Callan, in his first 2 at-bats of the game, has tripled and now homered. So now 6 hits in the game. Make it 5, actually, for Northwest Nazarene. They've managed to peg the hits together, but it wasn't until that moment that Dylan Chalmers allowed it to turn into runs. He now has to deal with Trevor Tishankle. Called strike on the first pitch to the right fielder. Still just 1 out. Callan, over 2 games, has hit for the cycle in 2 games. He had 2 singles and a double in that 16-6 win over Central Washington earlier today. Now he has the triple and the homer here. If he keeps this up, he'll have a real shot at the cycle. He's got the hard half of it done. He just has to worry about the double and the single now. Again, if you missed it earlier, we are confirmed for Dealer Park tomorrow for Championship Saturday, so we will have a video feed to go along with the audio for those championship games. We appreciate you being able to hang with us on the audio feed here today. Is trying to make it work as best we can at an alternate site. You know, we were not expecting to play baseball here until Billings had its wettest May 8th on record earlier this week. Chopper off the bat of Tishankle over to first. Olsen has to toss it to the covering Chalmers. They get the out there, 3-1 the put away for out number 2, and it's going to bring up Adam Paganelli.
Now batting left fielder number 17, Adam Paganelli.
Paganelli 0 for 1, flew out to left field in the second. 2-0, the Northwest Nazarene lead over Western Oregon. First pitch outside for ball number 1. Just 2 batters ago, we saw Cole Calnan with a 2-run home run. That brought in Carter Walsh as well. For Calnan, that was his second home run of the season. 0-1 pitch, going to hit Paganelli. So a hit batter and a little bit of trouble for Dylan Chalmers here in the third inning of work. Paganelli will trot down to first, and we will see a visit out to Dylan Chalmers now before he has to face Duke Pahukoa. Chalmers is one of the best pitchers on this Western Oregon roster the last several years at this point. Named co-pitcher of the year last year. First teamer last year, of course, as a co-pitcher of the year. Was a first-team selection this season as well. Was second in the GNAC in ERA this year at 3.48. Put together 62 innings of work that he threw this season. That was good for 6th most in the conference. So he gets back to action after a brief visit from the coaching staff. First pitch in for Pahukoa. Fastball fouled away for strike number 1. We have 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. 2-0 the count. Northwest Nazarene leading Western Oregon. 0-1. Check swing, misses high. Runner takes off. Throw to second. Going to be in time to get him. A.J. Cortez throws out Adam Paganelli, who tries to steal second. And in the bottom of the third, 2 runs in for Northwest Nazarene, courtesy of the 2-run home run of Cole Calnan. It's 2-0 Nighthawks as we head to the 4th here on GNAC TV. Two-0 the score. Northwest Nazarene leading Western Oregon as we head into the top of the 4th inning. There's a 2-run home run from Cole Calnan that got us here. First pitch in for Justin Herzog. Lifted deep to right field, way back. And the Wolves start the top of the 4th with a blast. A solo home run from Justin Herzog is their first hit of the ball game, and they immediately get one back as it's now a 2-1 ball game.
Now batting center fielder number 9, Owen Bischoff.
For Herzog, that's home run number 6 on the season. That'll lead the Wolves in round trippers. Owen Bischoff comes to the plate, swings on his first pitch, high fly ball deep to center field, working back. Carter Walsh Back-to-back home runs, Wolves. Holy cow, just like that on 2 pitches, Kyle Etheridge surrenders 2 solo home runs. Justin Herzog and Owen Bischoff have tied this game at 2.
Now batting pitcher number 35, AJ Cortez.
Well, okay. We have seen a lot of action in these last handful of batters going into the NNU half of the third. Still nobody out. AJ Cortez, he going to take a swing at his first pitch. He does. Pops it up back behind home. Catcher Jason Bell trying to get underneath it. He does, and he makes a catch for the out. So a pop out in foul territory for Cortez will retire him. But Herzog and Bischoff had just homered on their first pitches of their at-bat, so he takes a hack and does turn into an out. So 1 away. Base is empty, and here's John Olson. Interestingly, that's the second time today in the 3 games we've had in these GNAC baseball championships where we have seen home runs on consecutive pitches. First offering for John Olson, swings over the top for strike number 1. First time it happened was the first inning of Western Oregon versus Central Washington. Bob Varner and Austin Olin did it in back-to-back pitches, the 2-3 hitters in their order. And now Western Oregon's 2-3 hitters do it as well in the form of Justin Herzog and Owen Bischoff. Kyle Etheridge had not allowed a hit through 3 innings, and then he gives up back-to-back homers to start the 4th. 0-2 for Olson, misses low and outside, 1-2. Olson 0 for 1, lined out to third base. His last at bat, 1-2, puts it on a 1-hopper to third. Long throw over from Pahokoa. Gonna be there in time for another tough out of Olson. But they get it nonetheless. Now 2 away here in the top of the 4th.
At bat, designated hitter number 10, Randy Stoltz.
Randy Stoltz coming to the plate. 0 for 1 with a fly out to left field. First pitch in for Stoltz. The DH swings through it for strike number 1. Well, Northwest Nazarene briefly held a lead in the bottom of the 3rd after the 2-run home run of Cole Calnan. Western Oregon just evened it up with solo shots from Justin Herzog and Owen Bischoff a few moments ago. So we are in a 2-2 ball game here in the top of the 4th. All 4 runs in this game have come off of home runs. 2 outs and no one on. Randy Stoltz in a 1-1 count. Kyle Etheridge trying to settle back in after a rough start to the inning. 1-1 breaking ball, fouled left side, 1-2. Stoltz awaiting the 1-2, pitch on the way. Puts it on a hop out to short, waiting for it is Calnan. Throw to first in time, and that will finish off the top of the 4th inning. But damage done. 2 runs on 2 hits, solo home runs for Justin Herzog and Owen Bischoff. Make this a 2-2 ball game. We head to the bottom of the 4th here on GNAC TV. A pair of solo home runs gets this game back to even. 2-2 our score, Northwest Nazarene and Western Oregon University. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Duke Pahukoa leads things off and fouls his first pitch back for strike number 1. This is game number 3 of the first of 2 days of the GNAC Baseball Championships. Appreciate having you along. For those that missed the first 2 games, 0-1 breaking ball miss on Pahukoa, 1-1. Western Oregon defeated Central Washington 9-5 in game number 1 of the day. And then it was followed up a 16-6 Northwest Nazarene win over Central Washington to then knock them out of the GNAC tournament. 1-1 pitch, little check swing. Pahukoa, no, he did not go, they say, on the appeal down to first base umpire Ken Diber. So the count draws 2-1. Pahukoa popped up to the catcher in his first at bat. He's 0 for 1. 2-1 fastball. Hopper to third. Backhanded by Alarcon. Long throw to first will be there in time. 5-3 the put away of Pahukoa. 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That's going to bring up Brian Rojas. So as this first day was round-robin style, the 0-2 start for Central Washington eliminated them. First pitch in for Brian Rojas. 1 hopper out to the right field wall. He's going to head for second. Throw in from Moeller is going to be cut off, and that's going to be a 1-out double for Brian Rojas. After picking up the win in 6 innings in the start pitching in that first game for Northwest Nazarene, he now starts this second game 2 for 2 with a single and a double. Now Liam Herrera to the plate. 1 on, man at second, and 1 out. So really, with the elimination of Central Washington, you can just think of this as a best-of-3 series. You include this game right now and the possible 2 being played tomorrow. This has just turned into a best-of-3 series between these 2 teams. Winner of this one, of course, just has to win 1 tomorrow. Loser of this one then has to win back-to-back games tomorrow and has much more of the uphill climb to the 2024 title. Herrera in an 0-1 count, pitch on the way. Gets a swing over the top of that fastball. 0-2. So a win here in this one, vital. And that is why NNU and Western Oregon are throwing their aces. Now, the Wolves did get some bad news last week as that 0-2 misses in the dirt. Bounces away from Cortez. Rojas heading for third. He's going to be there safely as he advances on the wild pitch. Got confirmation from Western Oregon staff that we are not going to be seeing Arturo Alvarez this weekend. He is out due to injury. He, along with Kyle Etheridge, was named one of the 3 GNAC co-pitchers of the year. 1-2 breaking ball, swing and a miss by Liam Herrera. There's a second strikeout of the day for Dylan Chalmers. He's now got 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th as he tries to keep this an even ball game. So that is certainly a huge loss to the Western Oregon starting rotation, as they don't have Arturo Alvarez in the back pocket to throw tomorrow. First pitch curve to Jason Bell. He watches it in for a strike, 0-1. We are in the bottom of the 4th inning, 2-2 the score, Northwest Nazarene and Western Oregon. Kick and the 0-1. Little check swing, but Jason Bell holds back. He evens it up 1-1. Bell struck out looking back in the 2nd inning. He's got Brian Rojas at third. 1-1 runs way inside and catches him on the left arm. That'll be a hit by pitch. Bell will get the free bag as he heads to first. And it's going to bring up the dangerous hitting Carter Walsh.
Now batting center fielder number 6, Carter Walsh.
Walsh 1 for 2 in this one, a single, a steal, and a run scored. He came in on that Cole Callan 2-run homer. So go ahead run at third right now for the Nighthawks. First pitch, Walsh takes it inside off the glove of Cortez. Here comes Rojas from third. He's going to score That goes into the third base dugout. And so now home plate umpire Stu Bertrand having to make the call of, no, they're going to say he stays at second. The question was, would he get third or not? I think that one's going to go in the books as a pass ball, as it looked like that one was very catchable for A.J. Cortez and just lost sight of it for whatever reason. So an odd spot there where Cortez couldn't reel in what was fairly easy catch. And it'll put the Nighthawks back on top, 3-2, the score. Pitch in for Carter Walsh, driven high and deep left field. This could go, and it does. Carter Walsh continues to have an outstanding GNAC championships as he smashes a 2-run home run. And all of a sudden, it has become a 3-run fourth inning. And it's now 5-2 Nighthawks. Second home run of the day for Carter Walsh. He had a solo shot against Central Washington. This is after having only 2 home runs all season long. He's now had 2 home runs in the last 3 hours. 5-2 Northwest Nazarene leads. 2 outs and nobody on. Gavin Brubaker is the batter. That's 2 home runs surrendered by Dylan Chalmers now. 1-0 pitch for Brubaker. Curveball fouled off the end of the bat, evens up at 1-1. One chopper foul, third base side. Ball and 2 strikes now for the NNU second baseman. Well, Dylan Chalmers was able to work 2 outs with a runner on base, but then hit Jason Bell and then gives up a 2-run home run to Carter Walsh. Brings in 3 runs in total after a pass ball. 1-2 fouled away. So a 5-2 Northwest Nazarene lead. Their largest lead yet. 1-2. Misses low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This game was scoreless going to the bottom of the third, and now we've seen a combined 7 runs scored in the last inning and a half. Chalmers trying to send us to the 5th. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Slow roller out towards short. Herzog charging in. Can't make a play. And Brubaker will be safely aboard. It was going to be a tough play the whole way for Justin Herzog. And it's ruled a fielding error on the shortstop. So here's Cole Callanan. 1 on and 2 outs. Can the Nighthawks continue this 2-out rally? Back pick to first, not in time, as Brubaker will slide back in safely. Chalmers trying to get out of trouble. 1-0 pitch, low and inside. 2 balls, no strikes. We're now going to see a quick visit on the mound from catcher A.J. Cortez, making sure he and Chalmers are on the same page. (5-2) our score. We just saw a 2-run home run from Carter Walsh, who was 2 for 3 in this game and has homered twice on the day. Chalmers, 2-0 offering. Fastball popped up. Back behind second base. Calling for it is the shortstop, Justin Herzog. He gets underneath, makes a catch, and stops the bleeding. 3-run score for Northwest Nazarene. On 2 hits, there was an error, and 1 left aboard. Carter Walsh, a 2-run home run, helps put NNU up 5-2 as we head to the fifth inning here on GNAC TV. Top of five, and Northwest Nazarene enjoying a 3-run lead, 5-2 over the Western Oregon Wolves here in the 2024 GNAC Baseball Championships. Thanks for coming along with us for this one. It'll be the back third of the Western Oregon lineup here in the top of the fifth. That's Moeller, Alarcon, and Valdez, 7-8-9 hitters, facing left-hander Kyle Etheridge, who, outside of 2 solo home runs, has retired just about every batter he has seen. Justin Herzog, Owen Bischoff had back-to-back solo shots to begin the fourth. That's where the 2 runs for the Wolves came from. 0-2 count now on Tyler Moeller. He'll take one outside. That moves this to a 1-2. Etheridge so far has been fairly efficient with his pitching. He is 49 pitches deep. This 1-2, soft dribbler back behind second base. Kalman ranging to his left, makes the throw over in time for a tough out of Moeller. And we've got 1 down here in the top of 5. So 1 out, bringing up Emiliano Alarcon.
Emiliano Alarcon.
First pitch in for Alarcon will miss for ball number 1. The third baseman, 0 for 1, flew out to deep center field his first time up. 1-0, fouls it off the end of the bat. Evens his count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Kyle Etheridge, been such a staple for this NNU starting rotation the last few years. 1-1, batted back up the middle by Alarcon. That'll sneak into center field for a 1-out single. And Western Oregon with a man aboard here in the top of 5. We saw the NNU offense explode against the Central Washington Wildcats, putting up 16 runs on 17 hits. This is a team you have to tread very carefully with and make sure you can put up some offensive production. It's going to be very tough to stick with them. So here's Zach Valdez, the 9-hole hitting second baseman for Western Oregon. Chops the 0-1 foul on the left side. His count moves no balls and 2 strikes. Valdez hit his first career home run with Western Oregon earlier today against Central Washington. 0-2 pitch popped up down the right field line. Should be in foul territory. Running for it, the second baseman, Brubaker, slides, can't make the catch, but it does land in foul territory. So it'll remain an 0-2 count on Valdez, who comes back to the plate. Kyle Etheridge, looking back to his freshman season, across 2 games in the NCAA West Regionals, Etheridge went a combined 10 innings, allowing just 1 run, and it was unearned on 5 hits, striking out 12 and walking 2. That was as a freshman back in 2021, helping that Northwest Nazarene team on to carry North Carolina. 0-2 pitch for Valdez. Hard grounder down the third baseline. Stays fair and sneaks into left field. Valdez will go into second base standing up with a double. Alarcon into third, so 2 on and 1 out now for Western Oregon, as they will put the tying run at the plate. Coming back to the top of the order, here's Curran Mitzel. There's 1 out here in the top of the 5th. 5-2 the score. Northwest Nazarene leading. But Mitzel comes to the plate with Valdez at second, Alarcon at third, and we're going to see Etheridge getting a visit from the dugout. After those 2 outstanding outings, going back to that regional in 2021 where Etheridge really stamped his name in the GNAC postseason record books, he went on to throw 6 innings against Trevecca Nazarene in NNU's lone win at the D2 World Series. They topped the 4-seed Trevecca Nazarene, had a couple losses in there surrounding it, so only got 3 games in the World Series. But against Trevecca Nazarene, Kyle Etheridge goes 6 innings, allows 3 runs, 2 earned on 7 hits, walks 1, strikes out 8. And that was as a freshman. Such pressure been on this kid from the beginning of his college career. Here's Curran Mitzel, who takes his first pitch outside for ball number 1. The situation, 3-run lead for Northwest Nazarene. Here in the top of the 5th inning, 1 out and runners at second and third base. Mitzel is 0 for 2 so far today. 1-0 pitch, hard grounder towards the right side, under the glove of Brubaker and into right field. That's going to bring in 2 runs to score. Valdez and Alarcon come around, and it's now a 1-run ball game. Hard hit ball directly into the shift for Mitzel. And actually, because the shift was on, that wasn't Brubaker over there. That was Cole Callan to the right of second base that missed the play. And he's awarded the single, so that's going to be a 2 RBI single for Curran Mitzel. That was a hard hit ball and a really tough play for Callan. I completely understand that going in the books as a single. 5-4 the score. Western Oregon has posted 2 runs each of these last 2 innings. The batter is now Justin Herzog. Tying run is on base. 0-1. Herzog fouls it away. Count is 0-2. Herzog already a homer in this one. He had a solo shot in the 4th. As did the man that stands in the on-deck circle, Owen Bischoff. Etheridge, 0-2 pitch. Herzog fouls it back to stay alive. No balls and 2 strikes. Kyle Etheridge getting himself into a little trouble here in the 5th. Kicking the 0-2 again. This one misses low and outside for ball number 1. After getting a ground out to start the inning, it's gone Alarcon single, Valdez double, and then Mitzel a 2 RBI single to make this a 5-4 ball game. Western Oregon not going away here in the middle innings. 1-2. Herzog taps it foul over the top of the first base dugout. Etheridge trying to work his way out of a tough situation. Tries a pickoff move over to first. Not in time as Mitzel will step back in safely. Both of these teams have really dominated the GNAC postseason scene these last 4 or 5 years. 1-2. Fouled away for Herzog. For Western Oregon, they've dominated it for now 23 years. But these last 4 or 5, it's been Northwest Nazarene, Western Oregon going back and forth. So a lot of great competition and rivalry between some of these 4-year guys that have seen each other since they were freshmen. Justin Herzog continues to battle. He's fouled off a couple down the third baseline to stick around. We're in the top of the 5th inning. 5-4, Northwest Nazarene leads Western Oregon. 1 on and 1 out. 1-2 pitch. Herzog can't hold up his swing. He'll go down as the second strikeout victim of Etheridge. We got 2 down in the inning. That's going to bring up Owen Bischoff.
Now batting, number 9, center fielder Owen Bischoff.
Bischoff homered in the 4th. He's got the tying run at first. It's Curran Mitzel. And before he comes to the plate, it looks like we will be seeing a pitching change. So Kyle Etheridge cannot make it through the 5th as he's going to be pulled from this ball game. We'll step aside for the pitching change. 2 outs here in the top of 5. 5-4. Northwest Nazarene leads Western Oregon here on GNAC TV. Josh Brown comes in relief for Northwest Nazarene. We're in the top of the 5th inning. 5-4, the Nighthawks lead Western Oregon. 2 outs and a runner at first base. That's Curran Mitzel at first for the Wolves. As the right-hander Josh Brown misses low and outside on his first pitch to Owen Bischoff, 1-0. He replaces Kyle Etheridge, who went 4 2/3, gave up 4 runs on 5 hits, walked 1, and struck out 2. He's going to leave this ball game with no decision. Here's the kick and the 1-0. Bischoff, hard grounder to short. That's going to knock down Cole Calnan on a bad hop. An absolute laser off the bat of Bischoff for an infield single. And there's now 2 on with 2 out, and that will put the tying run into scoring position for the Wolves. And Cole Callan is hurting. That one just took an awkward hop, as it must have caught something in the turf. It was on an absolute line out to short. Very sharp grounder, then cut up on Callan. Was not expecting it to take that big of a hop, and it looked like it hit him in the ribs on the left side. Maybe caught him above that, not sure. It just moves so fast, and he's going to his nose as if it caught him in the face, so perhaps it caught all the way up to his face. I thought it caught him in the ribs, but he might have taken one to the nose, it looks like. So Callan being attended to by his head coach, Joe Schaefer, and their athletic trainer. I would imagine Callan is going to stay in this game, but might just be making sure he doesn't have too bad of a bloody nose so that he may stay in the game. Yeah, look, he must have caught it in the face and not the ribs like I originally thought. So when we resume play, it's going to be Owen Bischoff at first, Curran Mitzel at second for Western Oregon. 2 on and 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. 5-4 the score. Northwest Nazarene leading Western Oregon. And it looks like Cole Callan's going to get some water while he's looked after. And perhaps Josh Brown will take a few practice pitches here. Well, while they attend to the injury out at short of Cole Callan, we'll step away. Still here in the top of the 5th inning, 5-4 Northwest Nazarene leading Western Oregon here on GNAC TV. Well, looks like Northwest Nazarene shortstop Cole Callan's going to be okay. He's going to stay in the ball game. Just got a little shaken up after a very sharply hit ground ball to him. Took a bad hop and caught him in the face. But we're back to action. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Northwest Nazarene 5, Western Oregon 4. Western Oregon at the plate with 2 outs and 2 runners at first and second. The batter here is A.J. Cortez. His first pitch, a comebacker to the pitcher, knocked down by Josh Brown. He throws to first, and that will quickly end the top of the 5th inning. 2-run score for Western Oregon on the power of 4 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. They get it back to within a run. 5-4 NNU leads as we head to the bottom of 5. Dylan Chalmers back for more when we come back here on GNAC TV. To the bottom of the 5th we go with Northwest Nazarene leading Western Oregon a score of 5-4. Dylan Chalmers still on the bump for the Wolves. He'll be facing the middle of the Nighthawks order. That's Tishankle, Paganelli, and Pahukoa coming up here in the frame. NNU's managed to put multiple runs on the board these last 2 innings, as has Western Oregon. We just saw a 2 RBI single from Curran Mitchell in the 5th. Carter Walsh had a 2-run homer for NNU back in the bottom of the 4th. As the runs have been popping out here these last few innings. Count is 1-2 on Tishenko, the right fielder leading off for Northwest Nazarene here in the bottom of 5. One-two offering. Fastball driven towards right center. That's down for a base hit. Sliding in on it is Bischoff. You'll be able to hold Tishenko to 1, but it's a leadoff single nonetheless for Northwest Nazarene as they get going with a base knock here in the bottom of 5.
Number 17, Adam Paganelli.
We've now had over 8 hours of baseball here today. We appreciate all those of you that have been tuning in to support these young men as they chase after a 2024 GNAC baseball title. First pitch in, Adam Paganelli, liner to third, off the glove of Al Archon, will get into left field for a base hit. Back-to-back singles to start this inning. Tishenko moves to second.
Third baseman, number 23, Duke Palka.
As NNU looking to make it 3 straight innings of scoring. They've really got their offense going today. Between these 2 games, they've already scored 21 runs. 16 of those coming against Central Washington earlier today in a 10-run win, 16-6. Here's Duke Pahukoa. He has 2 on, nobody out. Dylan Chalmers getting into a little trouble. Breaking ball, bunted foul down the third base line. Count now 0-1. Duke Pahukoa awaiting his 0-1 offering. Pitch on the way. He leaves one up around the letters. Evens the count at 1-1. Pahukoa in this one, 0 for 2. Popped out to the catcher in the second. And grounded out to third base in the 4th inning. Chalmers steps off the back of the rubber. And he'll reset. 2 on, nobody out. Northwest Nazarene, huge opportunity here in the bottom of the 5th inning to extend on their 5-4 advantage. 1-1. That'll be just outside. And the count runs 2-1. Chalmers trying to navigate his way through a tricky 5th inning. Takes a look at second. 2-1 breaking ball. Pahukoa fouls it back to the screen. And the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Northwest Nazarene's done a nice job of spreading the offense out throughout the lineup. They've had 9 hits in this game. And all but 2 players have come up with a hit so far for the Nighthawks. Pahukoa at the plate has a chance to become the 8th player, but he will strike out as a 2-2 breaking ball. He swings over the top of it. And that is the 3rd strikeout for Dylan Chalmers. 1 away now here in the bottom of 5.
First baseman, number 34, Brian Rojas.
Story of this ball game. It was scoreless going to the bottom of the 3rd. Northwest Nazarene has led or had a tie the whole way. They have not trailed yet in this game. They scored 2 runs in the 3rd on a 2-run home run from Cole Calnan. First pitch here for Brian Rojas fouled away. He's in an 0-1 count. So it was 2-0 NNU heading to the 4th. Western Oregon immediately got it back. They had solo home runs from Justin Herzog and Owen Bischoff in the 4th. That evened it up 2-2. 0-1 offering. Rojas lays off, and that misses, evening the count at 1-1. So with the score tied 2-2 through 3.5 innings, NNU immediately got 3 more in the bottom of the 4th. Here's the 1-1. That misses high and away. Rojas now in a 2-1 count. Those 3 runs coming from a 2-run homer from Carter Walsh, as well as a pass ball that allowed Brian Rojas, a man at the plate right now, to come in and score. So that was a 5-2 NNU lead. Go to the top of 5. 2 RBI single for Kern Mitchell makes it 5-4. That's our score now. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss by Rojas, 2-2. So that's how we find ourselves in the bottom of the 5th inning, 5-4 the NNU lead. There's 1 out in this inning. Adam Paganelli at first, Trevor Tishenko at second, both singling earlier in the frame. 1 away, and Rojas awaiting the 2-2 pitch. Here it is on the way from Chalmers. Ticked foul, and it remains 2-2. Lights have been on since very nearly the beginning of this ball game as we get in to the golden hour here in Billings, Montana. Chalmers, a long look in, finally finds the pitch they like. Here's a 2-2, fastball, swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Dylan Chalmers, coming in a big spot. 2 away, it's going to bring up Liam Herrera.
Now batting designated hitter number 26, Liam Herrera.
Herrera comes to the plate, 1 for 2 on the ball game. He has struck out once. That was back in the 4th inning, 1 for 2 today. Puts a looper into shallow left field. Being waved around is Tishenko. The throw to the plate going to be in time as Tishenko is thrown out on the relay. Mitchell to Herzog to Cortez and keeps it a scoreless bottom of the 5th inning. What a relay to beat Tishenko at home. No runs scored, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. It remains a 1-run game. We head to the 6th, Northwest Nazarene 5, Western Oregon 4. We got an exciting one for you here on GNAC TV. A beautiful relay from Curran Mitchell to Justin Herzog to A.J. Cortez keeps it a 5-4 ball game. Northwest Nazarene leading Western Oregon by 1. We are now in the top of the 6th inning. It'll be Olson, Stoltz, and Moeller due up the 5, 6, 7 hitters here in the top of the 6th for Western. 1-0 offering, slicing towards the right center field gap, over on the run, sliding and making the catch is Carter Walsh, and oh, what a beauty that was. He kept us in suspense as he made the slide. Wasn't sure if he was able to make the catch, but he stands up and tosses it in. And a beautiful defensive start to the top of the 6th for the Nighthawks. He just robbed John Olson of likely a double. Randy Stoltz now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. Man on the hill. This is Josh Brown, the reliever. Came in to replace Kyle Etheridge in the 5th. This will only be the fourth batter he's faced. Gave up a single to Owen Bischoff, but has retired the last two he's seen. Stoltz looking for his first hit in this ball game. Takes a miss there, 1-1. Randy had a solid first game against Central Washington. 1 for 3 with a 2-run homer, as well as a walk. Did strike out twice. 1-1. Well, check swing, holds off as it misses low, 2-1. In this one, he flew out to left to end the second and grounded out to short to end the fourth. So this is the first time he's coming up in this ball game, not in a 2-out situation. 2-1. Chopper towards short. Calnan stays back on it from the grass. His throw over to first. One hop gets past Rojas, and Stoltz will be safe. I think that'll be a throwing error on shortstop Cole Calnan. Fairly routine play there.
Now batting, number 32.
And indeed it will be. E6 throwing error on Cole Calnan. So an air reach puts the tying run aboard for Western Oregon. Kicking the first pitch in for Tyler Moeller. Drives it into center field, but directly at center fielder Carter Walsh for a quick second out. Great contact there from Moeller, but can't find a gap. 2 away. Emiliano Alarcon is the batter.
Now batting, third baseman, number 26, Emiliano Alarcon.
Alarcon 1 for 2. Came in to score in the fifth on the 2 RBI single of Curran Mitzel. He's got a base knock to his name. Facing Josh Brown for the first time. Swings on his first pitch. Flies at left field. Moving back onto the track. Paganelli should have room. He's there. Makes a catch and ends a fairly quick top of the sixth. No runs, no hits in air, and 1 left aboard. We're through 5.5 innings here in Billings. Northwest Nazarene 5, Western Oregon 4 here on GNAC TV. We're into the bottom of the sixth inning in a 1-run ball game. NNU leads Western Oregon 5-4 here at the 2024 GNAC Baseball Championships. And the Wolves going to the pen for the first time in this game. They got 5 innings out of starter Dylan Chalmers and now Shane Bailey in for the bottom of the sixth. As here's the kick and the 0-1 from Bailey to Jason Bell. Misses outside, 1-1. Final line for Chalmers. He goes 5 innings. He gives up 5 runs. 4 were earned on 10 hits. No walks, 4 strikeouts for him. He's going to leave on the hook for the loss as of now. 1-1 kick from Bailey down the chute. Called strike 1 and 2. He's replaced by the freshman right-hander out of El Cajon, California, Shane Bailey. 1-0 record this season, 2.70 earned run average. 1-2 pitch, just misses the outside edge to Jason Bell. Count evens at 2-2. Here's the kick and the 2-2. Runs up and in. Bell able to lay off as it was just off his hands. This is the fourth time this season that Shane Bailey has thrown against Northwest Nazarene. Last time, you got to go back to April 5th. He threw an inning of perfect relief that included a strikeout. Did throw 3 innings against him back on March 2nd, but as of late, most he's been going is about 2 innings. 2 1/3 back on May 2nd was a little bit out of the ordinary for him. It looks like 2 innings has been the standard since the beginning of March for Bailey. 3-2 is going to miss, and it's going to be the leadoff walk that puts Jason Bell aboard. So a base on balls for Bell, his second reach of the ball game. We're back to the top of the order with Carter Walsh. Walsh 2 for 3, 2-run home run. He has scored twice and stolen a base in this ball game. Been a big day for the freshman. And you just got to wonder, what's next in store for Carter Walsh? We're going to see time called as Shane Bailey's going to get a visit to the mound after missing that first pitch into Walsh. Carter Walsh named second team All-Conference and the GNAC Freshman of the Year. A big part of this offense, and today has been no different. In game number 1 for NNU versus Central Washington when they win 16-6, Carter Walsh just played 7 innings of that one. He scored 4 runs, had 2 RBIs, a home run in there, as well as a stolen base. And now in this one, he's 2 for 3 with a 2-run homer and another swipe. Walsh awaiting his 1-0 offering. Bailey comes home with a breaking ball that misses up. 2 balls, no strikes. Short lead off of first for Jason Bell. That one up and in, but Walsh goes chasing, swings through it. 2-1 now his count. Bell was walked to lead off this inning. 5-4 our score. Northwest Nazarene leading Western Oregon. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Nobody out and a runner at first. 2-1 pitch. That one will miss away. 3-1. Walsh awaits his 3-1 offering. Shane Bailey from a stretch. 3-1 pitch. That will miss upstairs. And that's back-to-back walks issued by Shane Bailey. So now 2 aboard with nobody out. Big chance here for Northwest Nazarene to extend upon their lead.
Now batting, second baseman number 5, Gavin Brubaker.
Second baseman Gavin Brubaker steps to the plate. Another freshman is just some great young talent on this Northwest Nazarene roster. First pitch in, he shows bunt, pops it up in foul territory. Chasing after it is A.J. Cortez. Can't get to it, however. Another freshman for Northwest Nazarene that we haven't seen yet that's going to be a big part of their future, Wade Duncan. 8 saves this season out of the bullpen for NNU. kick back towards second for Bailey as he checks on the runner there. And nothing doing. Nobody out. Walsh at first, Bell at second for Northwest Nazarene. They lead 5-4 here in the bottom of 6. Brubaker awaiting his 0-1 pitch. He'll show a bunt again. Here it comes. Breaking ball misses outside. And the count runs 1-1. One ball, one strike. Brubaker shows bunts again, pulls back, but that one a called strike to move his count 1-2. And, well, that sack bunt idea now out the window. Brubaker hitless in the ball game, reached on an error in the 4th, but he's 0 for 3 today. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball fouled away. Brubaker stays alive. (5-4) the score, 17 total hits in this game, 10 belonging to Northwest Nazarene, 7 belong to Western Oregon. 1-2 off again from Bailey as he continues to work away from the right-handed hitting Brubaker. Brubaker, a quiet second game, but he went 2 for 5 in the first game with a double, 2 ribbies, and 2 runs scored. As this is the second game played for both these teams today. They both collected wins over Central Washington. And it looks like there is a pitch clock violation. So an automatic ball called will make this a 3-2 count. That's the second pitch clock violation we have seen today. Now a full count on Brubaker. 3-2 on the way. Flies this one towards left center field. Mitzel tracking it into the gap. He gets underneath to make the catch, and there's one away here in the bottom of the 6th. Bell holds at second, Walsh at first. And exactly what the Wolves needed was an out in the air like that would not advance the runners.
At bat, shortstop number 4, Cole Kalman.
Cole Callan now at the dish. He's a 4th batter of the inning. We saw back-to-back walks start this frame for Northwest Nazarene. First pitch runs low on Callan. He had a bit of a medical issue earlier in this ball game. There's a very hard hit grounder to him at short off the bat of Owen Bischoff. And it took a bad hop, caught him in the face. And so we had good 4 or 5 minute pause there while the training staff made sure he was all right. 1-0 offering for him. Pops the outside edge for a called strike. Evens it up 1-1. (5-4) the score. Northwest Nazarene leads Western Oregon. 1 out, 2 on. Runners at first and second base here in the bottom of 6. 1-1 pitch in there for called strike number 2 from Shane Bailey. We've had quite the ball game in this one. Certainly been our most competitive so far. As we have seen the current and a former GNAC pitcher of the year dueling it out in Kyle Etheridge and Dylan Chalmers. As well as some good offense mixed in as well. 1-2 fouled back to the screen. Remains a ball and 2 strikes. Shane Bailey in his first inning of relief, trying to find a way out of the 6th. 1-2. This one, flare back behind second base. Caught by Zach Valdez. He goes to step on second himself, and there's a double play. 4 unassisted double play wraps up the 6th inning after 2 runners were on with nobody out. It ends a scoreless 6, no hits, and 1 left on base. We're heading to the 7th. It is still a 1-run game. Northwest Nazarene 5, Western Oregon 4. Top of the 7th is next here on GNAC TV. Top of the 7th, it remains a 1-run ball game. 5-4 our score. Northwest Nazarene leading Western Oregon. Josh Brown back for another inning of relief for NNU. He's facing Zach Valdez, Curran Mitchell, Justin Herzog, the 9-1-2 hitters due up here in the top of 7. Valdez 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored in this game. 0-1 pitch misses outside, evens the count at 1-1. Valdez, over the 2 games today, has now had 3 extra base hits, a couple doubles, and a homer. Here's the 1-1 offering. Valdez chops it foul, third base side, runs 1-2. Brown from a stretch goes off speed with the 1-2, gets Valdez out in front, and he'll pick up his first strikeout of the game. 1 down now in the top of the 7th inning. Line score of this one as we get back to the top of the Western Oregon order. The Wolves have 4 runs on 7 hits and an error. And for Northwest Nazarene, 5 runs, 10 hits, and an error. Here's Curran Mitchell. 1 for 3, is driven in 2 runs in the game. Slices it foul, left side. No balls and 1 strike. Curran Mitchell named all-conference second team this year, as he was last season. Puts a slow roller on the ground to second base. The thrower to first, going to be there in time for the out. As they put pretty big shift on for Mitchell, knowing him as a pull hitter. They move the shortstop, Calnan, over to the right of second base. And, well, he's pulled a couple outs over there here today. So that's 2 down. Now in the top of the 7th. Northwest Nazarene just needs to navigate their way through 7 more defensive outs to pick up a very critical win here on this Friday evening. First pitch for Justin Herzog, laced right back up the middle. Goes over to the head of pitcher Josh Brown. Second hit of the game for Herzog, and that's a tying run aboard for Western Oregon. That'll quickly bring up Owen Bischoff. So Justin Herzog now 2 for 4 with a homer. Owen Bischoff 2 for 3 with a homer. Top of this order has been very good for Western Oregon. Actually, the flip of the lineup card's been nice. Alarcon and Valdez in the 8-9 spots have combined for a couple hits and 2 runs scored. First pitch popped up foul territory off the bat of Bischoff, but it's going to get out of play. Things starting to chill down a little bit here in Billings. Still very pleasant evening, but sun has set at this point, and you can feel the temperature dropping just a little bit. Got up to 70 today. It was a real nice day for baseball here in the Magic City. 2 outs, 1 on. Herzog at first after the single. 0-1 chopper over the head of Pahukoa at third and into left field. That's back-to-back 2-out singles for Western Oregon. They move the tying run to scoring position now with 2 away. A.J. Cortez will try and keep the frame going for the Wolves.
At bat, catcher number 35, A.J. Cortez.
Now can Josh Brown find a way to cut off this rally before it really gets going? He came in to clean things up in the 5th after Kyle Etheridge ran into some trouble. He's been solid since. 2 of the 3 hits he's given up in this game have been the last 2 batters he's seen. So really just running into trouble now. This is the 11th batter that Brown has had to face in the ballgame. 1-0 count for Cortez. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss as he goes changeup, and Cortez gets way out in front. Two outs. Bischoff at first. Herzog at second for Western Oregon. 5-4 the score here in the top of the 7th. NNU leads. 1-1 offering. Swing and a miss again by Cortez. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So now NNU a pitch away from getting out of a little bit of a jam here in the 7th and sending us to the stretch. Josh Brown. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, and he gets a big strikeout. Second strikeout today for Josh Brown, and NNU able to hold on to their advantage. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 left on for Western Oregon in the top of the 7th inning. We head into the 7th inning stretch here in Billings. Northwest Nazarene 5, Western Oregon 4 on GNAC TV. Bottom of the 7th inning, Western Oregon able to get the tying run into scoring position in the 7th, but don't do anything with it. It remains a 5-4 Northwest Nazarene lead over the Western Oregon Wolves. That's the way the score has stayed since the top of the 5th. Trevor Tishankle leads off the bottom of the 7th for the Nighthawks. Again facing reliever Shane Bailey, back for his 2nd inning of work. Gave up 2 walks in the 6th, but didn't allow a hit or a run in the inning. But he'll deal with the 4, 5, 6 hitters for the Nighthawks here in the bottom of 7. 1-1. Tishankle takes it at the knees for a called strike. 1-2 now the count. He singled back in the 5th inning, 1 for 3 on the day. Got thrown out at the plate to end the 5th, however, on a beautiful 7-6-2 relay home. 1-2. Laced foul as he gets out in front of that one. Winner of this ball game is going to be in prime position going into tomorrow. They just have to go 1-1 over the day if you win today. But whoever ends up losing this ball game gonna have to go 2-0 tomorrow to win a GNAC title. Here's a kick on the 1-2 pitch. DeShankel drives it towards left center field. Moving back is Mitchell towards the wall. Hits off the top of the fence in left center. DeShankel heading towards second. He'll walk in standing up. A leadoff double for the Nighthawks here in the bottom of 7. They look to extend. Second hit of the game for DeShankel.
Left fielder number 17, Adam Paganelli.
Third hit overall in the day. Had a 2-run homer back in that first game. The batter now, Adam Paganelli. Nobody outs and a man at second after the leadoff double. Just about left the park. That one hit off the top of the left center field fence. Paganelli takes one for a called strike. Paganelli hit by a pitch in the third, singled in the fifth, so he's reached twice in this game. Gets a hold of the 0-1, flies it towards the left center field gap, tracking it. There to make the catch is Bischoff. Tagging and heading for third is DeShankel. The throw. Gonna be in time? Yes, it is. Oh, what a throw. Owen Bischoff from deep center field throws out the tagging to DeShankel on an 8-5 to turn that into a double play. Holy cow. I didn't think he had a shot there, but a beautiful throw from Bischoff in center. So instead of a man in scoring position and one out, it's 2 away and the base is empty as Duke Pahukoa comes up. Well, a couple of incredible plays from the Western Oregon outfield. As Mitchell threw a man out at the plate earlier in the ballgame, and now Bischoff throws out a man at third. Duke Pahukoa in an 0-2 count, 2 outs. Bailey looking for a shutout second inning of relief. 0-2, dribbler down the first baseline. Bailey has it. Underhand to first, there in time. Oh, do we have a ball game. A leadoff double is thrown out at third, trying to tag up, and it's a scoreless 7th. It remains 5-4. We've got 7 complete in the books. Northwest Nazarene leads by 1. Top of the 8th is next on GNAC TV.
Now batting first baseman number 20.
Northwest Nazarene just needs to hold on for 2 more innings to pick up a second W of the day. 5-4 Nighthawks lead over Western Oregon. We're into the top of the 8th inning. Wolves just with 6 outs left to try and come up with at least a run to get this thing back to even. Leading us off here in the top of the 8th, John Olson swings on his first pitch, chops it over the mound. Back behind second base is Gavin Brubaker. His throw to first will be in time. We got 1 pitch for 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. Still on the mound in relief for NNU is Josh Brown. He's now 2 2/3 into his relief outing. It's been shutout baseball for him so far. 3 hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts for the right-hander, who's in position for the win as of now. Delivers a first pitch fastball that paints the edge for a called strike on Randy Stoltz. "5-4 Nighthawks leading. Western Oregon has had some opportunities. 0-1. Swing and a miss by Stoltz puts him in an 0-2 count. They leave the tying run at second base in the 7th, leave it at first in the 6th, and had the go-ahead run, not just a tying run, but the go-ahead run aboard in the 5th. Could not bring him in. 0-2. Runs outside, low check swing by Stoltz. Will not appeal down, so they're going to say no, he did not go. 1-2 now our count. It's been some solid relief from both bullpens. Josh Brown's now 2 2/3 in shutout relief work. 1-2, swing and a miss. It's in the dirt, so they'll have to throw to first. Gets there in time. 3rd strikeout for Brown, and now 2 away. So make that 3 innings of shutout relief for Josh Brown. And then on the other side, Shane Bailey's got 2 innings of shutout work under his belt with just 1 hit in the 7 batters he's faced. Tyler Muller's coming up, 2 outs and nobody on. The Western Oregon running out of time, and Northwest Nazarene's going to have a chance to pad their lead in the bottom of the 8th inning. First pitch in for Muller, runs inside. Looks like it might have caught him on the right knee, but hit by pitch. He'll hop on down to first. And again, tying run aboard for the Wolves. Can they do anything with it, though? Here's Emiliano Alarcon. 5-4 Northwest Nazarene lead. 3rd and final game of this Friday in the 2024 GNAC Baseball Championships. Alarcon gets way out in front of a changeup. 0-1 the count. Short lead off of first for Moeller. Base runner so valuable right now for the Wolves. 0-1 misses outside. Count evens at 1-1. One ball and 1 strike for Emiliano Alarcon. Fouls it off the end of the bat. 1-2 now the count on him. 5-4 our score. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Have not seen a run scored since the top of the 5th. All of the scoring got done between the bottom of 3 and the top of 5. Bang, bang, bang. Multi-run innings, each one of them. 2 outs, runner at first. Little pickoff move to first by Brown. Just keeping an eye on Moeller. Making sure he's not going anywhere in this at-bat. One and 2 counts. Josh Brown kicks, throws home, bounces in front of home, but blocked by Bell. He keeps it around the plate. So Moeller not going anywhere at first. 2-2 now the count. Emiliano Alarcon comes into this game. .254 batting average over 47 starts this season. He has started every game he's played in. And there is not a Western Oregon player that's played in more than him. He and John Olson tied for the most starts this season at 47 before this one. Now make it 48 with this. 2 outs. 2-2 pitch. Alarcon grounds it foul, third base side. Moeller hanging at first. He got aboard with a 2-out hit by pitch. He represents the tying run in this game. 5-4 our score here at Joe Pertz Field in Billings. If you missed it earlier, we are verified to be playing at Dealer Park tomorrow, so we will be back to our primary baseball site for the championship games. Those begin at noon tomorrow. As a late time called for, and we'll get a quick chat on the bump with Josh Brown. We were supposed to be at Dealer Park starting yesterday, but it's been a very rainy week, so yesterday's games postponed till today and also moved here to Joe Pertz Field, an alternate site here in Billings, Montana that has a turf infield, natural grass outfield. So you can just recoup from that rain just a little bit quicker. But from the sounds of it, sounds like Dealer Park's going to be ready to rock for tomorrow, and it's going to be a beautiful day. High 70s, not a cloud in the sky. Great day for baseball here in Billings. All right, we're back to action. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th, 5-4 NNU's lead. Runner at first and a 2-2 count on Emiliano Alarcon. Swings over the top of a 2-2 breaking ball. It's in the dirt, so they'll have to throw to first. Another strikeout for Josh Brown. And a scoreless top of the 8th inning. Western Oregon running out of time. They've only got 3 outs left to work with at the plate, and they're going to have to play some defense before they do that. 5-4 the score. Northwest Nazarene on top as we go to the bottom of the 8th here on GNAC TV. Bottom of the 8th inning, Northwest Nazarene leading Western Oregon 5-4, and they've got a chance at the dish to extend that advantage. Brian Rojas leads off. His first pitch driven into left center field. Working back on it is Bischoff at the wall, able to make the catch as he collides with the fence in left center. A deep, deep out to center field by Brian Rojas, but 1 pitch and 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th nonetheless.
Designated hitter number 26, Liam Herrera.
So Shane Bailey still on the mound for Western Oregon. He's now through 2 1/3 of relief for the Wolves. Faces Liam Herrera, who takes pitch number 1. That'll miss for a ball. Back third of the order that Bailey has to get through here in the 8th. Trying to keep this a 1-run ball game. When the Wolves come back for the top of the 9th, it'll be their 9-1-2 hitters due up. That's Valdez, Mitzel, and Herzog. They've combined for 4 hits, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs scored between the 3 of them. So it's been a productive part of the order, as Western Oregon will have to flip the lineup card in the top of the 9th. 2-0 count on the DH Herrera. Pitch on the way. Fouled off the hands, 2-1. Western Oregon has gotten the better of NNU during this regular season. They're 5-3 against the Nighthawks this year. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss by Herrera. His count will even at 2-2. Interestingly, it was Central Washington that the Wolves had a little bit harder time with during the regular season. They split all 8 games with them 4-4, but were 5-3 against Northwest Nazarene. 1 out and the base is empty. Here's Bailey's 2-2. Gets a cut and a miss. That's a first strikeout today for Shane Bailey, and we've got 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th, bringing up Jason Bell.
At bat, catcher number 33, Jason Bell.
Bell, a walk and a hit by pitch. He was able to score a run in the 4th, came in on Carter Walsh's 2-run homer. He takes his first pitch for a ball, 1-0. Is Bailey looking for a 1-2-3 inning? He's faced the minimum in the last 2 frames. Double play helping him out with that in the 7th. 1-0, fouled off, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike on the catcher, Bell. We've seen Drew Deal and now Jason Bell take duties behind home plate for Northwest Nazarene. 1-1 pitch. Here's a one-hopper out to third base. Hits off of the hip of Alarcon and ricochets over to short. So Bell is going to reach safely and keep this inning alive. Back to the top of the order with Carter Walsh.
At bat, center fielder number 6, Carter Walsh.
Walsh, 2 for 3 today, has reached in each of his last 3 plate appearances. It goes in the books as a fielding error on the third baseman Emiliano Alarcon. First pitch in, low and inside on Walsh for a ball. Jason Bell at first. Is NNU trying to pick up a couple insurance runs here late. Let's give themselves a little breathing room. 1-0 down the chute for a called strike. 1-1 now the count. Kicking the 1-1. Cutting a miss by Walsh. So Shane Bailey now a pitch away from sending us to the 9th with the Wolves needing to get some work done. NNU wanting to find a little extra breathing room. 5-4 our score. Northwest Nazarene leads here in the bottom of 8. 2 outs and a runner at first after the air reach for Jason Bell. 1-2 pitch, runs outside, 2-2. Carter Walsh has been a tough out today. 2 for 3 with 3 reaches and 4 plate appearances. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball outside. Runner goes for second. Throw out by A.J. Cortez. Going to be in time. Didn't even have a defender at second to catch it at first. A late break there by Valdez, and Jason Bell is caught stealing. So that'll end the bottom of the 8th. No runs, no hits in air, and no one left on. And as it's been since the top of the 5th, our score, Northwest Nazarene 5, Western Oregon 4. Wolves down to their last 3 outs as they try and come back in this one. 5-4, we head to the 9th on GNAC TV. Top of the 9th inning, and Northwest Nazarene now 3 outs away from solidifying the victory. 5-4, NNU leads Western Oregon, and it will be Josh Brown back for another inning of work in relief. We saw him enter this game in the 5th. He has thrown 3 1/3 so far. He'll be dealing with Zach Valdez to lead off here in the 9th. 0-1 pitch, Valdez lifts it into right field, read by Tishenko. He gets underneath, makes the catch, and a quick first out for the Western Oregon offense. Back to the top of the order with Curran Mitzel. Should NNU hold on to this victory, They will need just one win tomorrow and 2 opportunities to capture the 2024 GNAC Baseball Championship. Curran Mitchell awaits his first pitch. Fastball. He lifts it into left center field. This one could be trouble. Back on it is Adam Paganelli at the wall. Hits off of the top of the left center field fence. Mitchell's going to turn and head for third. He will slide in. The tag there for Pahukoa is going to be in time as Mitchell just tried to stretch it out too far and gets thrown out at third. So he'll be credited with a double. But then the throw from Paganelli into Duke Pahukoa has Mitchell dead to rights at third. So instead of a man at second and 1 out, we got 2 outs and the base is empty. And boy, oh boy, that was just feet away from being a game-tying home run. Just missed that one. Here's Justin Herzog, 2 outs and nobody on. Before Herzog's at bat, we're going to see time called as Josh Brown will get a visit on the mound. It has been 4 innings of work so far in this game for Josh Brown. He has not gone this far in a game since March 23rd. So he's stretching his arm a little bit further out than he has in quite a while. Looking at his last 5-6 outings, we're looking at 2/3 of an inning, inning and 2/3, 1 inning, 1/3 of an inning, 1/3 of an inning. Hasn't gone more than an inning 2/3 alone since April 19th, and like I said, hasn't gone this long in almost 2 months. But Josh Brown will be allowed to try and finish this game as he stays in. 5-4 the Northwest Nazarene lead here in the top of the 9th inning. 2 outs. Curran Mitchell just had a double off the left center field wall, was thrown out at third trying to leg it into 3. As Herzog awaits his first pitch, offering from Brown. This is outside, ball number 1. Herzog in this game, batsman hot, 2 for 4 with a home run. The senior awaits his offering. He's kicking the 1-0. Takes another one outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Herzog, left-handed hitting shortstop, trying to extend his collegiate career with a trip to the NCAA West Regionals. Slices the 2-0 pitch down the left field line. Over on the run, Paganelli makes the catch. And Northwest Nazarene hangs on for the 5-4 win. Line score this ball game for the Western Oregon Wolves. 4 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors. For Northwest Nazarene, 5 runs on 11 hits and 1 error. The win in this one goes to Josh Brown. He moves to 4-1 on the season. While Dylan Chalmers will pick up the loss. He's now 5-3 on the year. So with this win for NNU, they are 2-0. They will be the favored team tomorrow. They will just have to win 1 of 2 games on Championship Saturday, while Western Oregon will have to win 2 to capture a 2024 GNAC championship. Again, final score of this one, 5-4. These 2 teams are going to face off again tomorrow for the 2024 GNAC baseball title. We appreciate you spending your Friday evening with us. Glad to have you along. We're back at it at 12 p.m. tomorrow, and yes, it will be a video stream tomorrow. Thanks for being patient with the audio stream here today, but we will be at Dealer Park tomorrow for the GNAC championship games, and we will have a video feed going. We hope you join us again here on YouTube. Pleasure having you along on this Friday evening. We will talk to you again tomorrow afternoon. That's 12 p.m. Mountain Time here on GNAC TV.